One trending TV, I saw your video where you said you wanted to ask me some questions. How about we set up an interview? Holla at me, 352-933-1625. Okay, and we set up an official interview for your channel. Any other bloggers who would like to have an official
Trending TV! Catch that one, yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, my people. Yeah, so this come like not really breaking news to me, but was this one is the little clipping. Amari was saying this over and over that some tragedy happened to her at Top Dance Studio about a year ago, and I always watch her live and hear she brought it up, and I was interested if it was a lie or something like that. Why would she just bring it up every time? So I reached out to her in one of my videos like this and said, Amari, I would love to do an interview with her to know what really went down at Top Dance Studio, but I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm not big enough as a blogger to get that interview, because she came live and said I should reach out to her and get the interview done. And I guess based on the controversy that surrounding she and Queenie and Artie, I didn't get a chance to schedule a date with her. But actually she come forward now and bringing the story about what really happened at the studio. And I watched the video about 4 times. So I was sitting making some chattings based on what she said and thing. But what the part that surprised me, she said common entrance. No, common entrance? Yeah, common entrance, yeah. I think that's about 1995, I think, they stopped taking common entrance. And if she was 12, and if Ziggy Marley is 55 now, and Amari is 54, I'm a bit confused. So, Amari, can you just come and clear that up for me? I'm not saying what you said is a lie, because I listened to your story over and over, and it's the same thing at the time. But based on I'm saying based on Ziggy Marley could have an office, because you know, rich people, I guess the Marley family has money, I don't know back in those times, but if you have a studio, most likely you have an office. And based some Jamaican kids look 15-year-old back in the days look very big and so on. So maybe what Amari said, Ziggy had an office, yes, because if you're a father musician, automatically you're going to learn the trade and can develop certain skill sets. So yeah, maybe Ziggy Marley could have an office at age 15. Yeah, so that answered that. But I still want that interview, Amari. And I listened to your story about I don't remember the female that get held with you over here, but yes, my people, I watch it and it makes some kind of sense. But the part that we and the viewers don't understand, after you get that happening for over here, nobody went to look for you or something, you need to come and clear up that. So that, my people, let's jump into the video and hear what Amari have to say, the full video. Okay, my people, remember, I watch Trending JA, and over here, so get the latest baga and mix up them. I'm out.
What's up, beautiful people? I'm not gonna hide behind the scenes no more. It's like over the years, I've, done this video time and time again. And every time I put out the video on Facebook, they have managed to take it down. But I'm not gonna give up. And maybe this is like the last time I really try, but I'm not gonna stop, putting up the video. I'm gonna record it the last time, but I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna try to get it out there on every platform. And I'm asking you to help me, if you choose to, because this is really my story. This is really my pain. And like most victims, in the end, I may even be blamed, for what happened to me at Tough Gong Studio, which is Bob Marley's studio. I was only, I remember just passing my common entrance examination in Jamaica. So I must have been about 12, because I remember passing my common entrance examination at 12 years old. So, I'll try to remember as much as I can. But I wrote my first song when I was 10 years old, The Ghetto Child, and I wanted to record it. So, I came from a middle-class family, and I managed to find out what it is to become a singer, how much money I would need and everything. Before I released Ghetto Child at Dynamic Sound Studio, I first went to Tough Gong Studio to get the song recorded. I don't remember everything, but I remember meeting Ziggy Marley, going into his office and everything, you know. He was such, nice person, and everything was cool. And then I don't remember much in regards to that day because it was so exciting meeting Bob Marley's son. And, he was like mixed with white, and had nice hair, very handsome man, and very nice personality and everything. So, it pushed me even more to record the song, to become this singer. And so got my money together and everything. But I don't remember having the money on that particular day. But I remember going to Kingston, me and my best friend Sybil. And we went to the security guard, for him to let us in to continue discussing the recording of the music. The security guard told me that, Bob Marley, was not there at the moment, So I said, okay, I'm going to wait for him. So this is what I remember. I remember sitting like under a tree, but I remember sitting across from the studio and the security guard right there looking at me the whole time. And I remembered Ziggy, all, the Marleys in and out, of the Tough Gong studio, driving their bougie car and everything, seeing the little girl sitting by the roadside, just passing in front of their studio, because it's not like there's another building close by. And it's not like I'm blaming the Marleys outright, but I just wanted their sympathy because everything started right at their facility. So, I sat, I waited, little girl waiting for Bob Marley to come. And then I saw that night was coming down. So I went to the security guard and I said, we've been here for a long time. Night is coming down. So, when is Bob Marley coming? And he said that it's not going to be till another 6 months. So I said, 6 months? So you knew all this time that Bob Marley not coming until 6 months, and you had me sitting here the whole time waiting for Bob Marley? Excuse me, Desi. I don't like to talk and people walking back and forth. No. So I said that, why didn't you tell me earlier that Bob Marley is gone for 6 months? You had me sit there waiting for Bob Marley. And by now, we don't know what to do because he told me that there are no vehicles running anymore, to take me anywhere, So I'm unable to go back home. I don't know where to go and sleep. I don't know what to do. So the security guard gave me a name and an address and told me that I should go to the address and, everything will be okay, that I will be able to stay at that particular place and not to worry about anything. So we had no choice, me and Sybil. So we took the address information and he told me where to walk. I remember walking and it wasn't far from the studio. I remember walking and then seeing this big house. And, we knocked at the gate. Excuse me, the cat needs to go outside. I remember knocking at the gate and shouting, "Anybody home? Anybody home?" And then someone came to the gate, and I told him that the security guard from Tough Gong Studio sent me there and said that, we could stay there for the night and everything. And he said, "Sure, not a problem." So we went inside. It was a huge house, beautiful house. So we felt secure. We felt all right. They asked us if we needed anything to eat, made sure we ate. I remember another guy being there, asked us if we ate, but we felt like we were in good hands. Because in your mind, in your little mind, oh, you went to Bob Marley's studio and it's a security guard from Bob Marley's studio and he sent us to this big house. I did not know that incident would change my whole life. It's like during the night, the man tried to make advances at me, 12 years old. And, I was like, "No, what are you doing? You get me?" But I remember getting up the next day and saying to Sybil, "Come on, let's go home." And Sybil comes from a very poor family. So she just was excited about being in the big house, and she just wanted to eat. And so she didn't care about going home. I wanted to go home. And the man was like, he will drop us home, so to hold on. Night come down again, same thing. The man don't drop us home or anything, and we're still there. The advances got worse, where I was raped continuously over and over and over again. I told Sybil what was happening to me, and, she showed no interest in escaping. I don't know if anybody was bothering her, but it was just me, because I was the little pretty one, and honestly, she she wasn't that good looking. She had nothing to worry about. Nobody was messing with her. It was me, Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I've never been sexed so often in all my life. In all my life. Over and over and over and over again. And one day turned to 1 week. 1 week turned to a month turned to 2 months, to 3 months, to 4 months, to 5 months, to 6 months, to 7 months, to 8 months, to 9 months, to 10 months, to 11 months, to 12 months. I was not allowed to go home. I was not allowed to go to the gate. I was barricaded in with burglar bars and padlocks. I wasn't allowed to go to the corner store. I was allowed to go nowhere. Nowhere. I wasn't allowed to see anyone. The furthest that we ever went was when he put us in a car and he would drive to a friend's house that they would smoke weed together. And that's the furthest that I ever went. I remember one day the individual took a journey to Ocherias, and we had to pass through Geisel St. Mary, where I was from. And what they did during that time was put my head down when I was passing my community and kept my head down until we got through that community. So imagine you're passing home. You know that your grandmother often sit at the window, and you know that your grandpa may be on the veranda, but you're passing and they don't know that you're passing by because your head is held down, until you pass your community. So it went on for over a year, 1 year in captivity, just for wanting to be a singer and hearing so much about Bob Marley studio, and venturing for my dreams to come true. And trust me, my dreams eventually came true with a studio down the road called Dynamic Sound Studio, where no one disrespected me, and they all got to work, recorded my song Ghetto Child, and also recorded Needing You. So I want to know, why was the Bob Marley studio not safe, where they basically set me up and sent me to a facility where I was raped over and over and kidnapped for over a year? How did I escape? I prayed continuously, and then one day when he went to the area where you always chill and smoke, I went to the gate and I saw some people passing by, and something say I should tell them what's going on. And I say, can you help me? I've been kidnapped for over a year and I want to go to school and I want to go home to my grandmother. I remember saying those words because I love school and I miss school. I was a student of St. Mary High School in Highgate, St. Mary. And there was a young man in the group, and he said, I'm going to come back this way and I'm going to whistle. And when I whistle, I want you to run, and I will tell you where to run to. So I went back inside, and then I heard the whistle, and I said to Sybil, Sybil, I'm going to run away, and you might as well come because I can't live this way no more. And so I went outside. The man was like high and everything, and I went outside and he told me to run that way. And so I ran, and there was a fence, like a wall, and he told me to jump. And I don't know how I did it, but I remember scaling the fence, jumping over the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, I jumped into a yard with so many dogs. And I remember running for my life and having to jump another fence. And I could only been saved by Jesus Christ. I jumped over the other fence, and that's how I ended up with this mark right here on my feet that is now a tattoo right down here. These marks have to do with when I jumped the fence. I covered that mark now with roses. And so I jumped over the next fence, and he realized by now that I had escaped, and he started to run me down with a GUN, and the guy kept telling me to run, and kept leading me, and I continued to run. For whatever reason, whenever I go to Grandspan, where Gully Bop is from, there is an area there that reminds me of where I ran. Because it's like this area that is called the Gully, You know, I'm so familiar with that area because I remember being on one side of the gully and the man on the other side, and he was saying that he's going to KILL me. And I remember that's when I was bold because I figured to myself that a BULLET cannot travel that far. And that's when I cursed him out and told him that he can't do me nothing. And then I continued running. And the guy led me to a yard with a huge gate. He opened the gate and we all went inside. And then, luckily, he told me to hide in the bushes. So I hid in the bushes. Luckily, we didn't go straight inside the house because shortly after I was in the bushes, the men came, beat down the door, and they were like, "Where's she at? Where's she at?" And the lady was like, "What are you talking about?" And they said, I remember they even said, "This girl, she's good looking, brown skin," although I ain't that brown skin. They was like, "She's brown skin. Did she come here?" And the lady say, "I don't know what you talking about." They went through our house, our daughters and all that, but they wanted me. And the lady said, "I don't know what you're talking about. No girl is here." And I'm in the bushes and I'm going shaking, ants biting me and everything. And I'm like, Jesus, 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 Jesus. You get what I'm saying? Shaking like a leaf, you know? And the men walked around and everything. Excuse me if I kind of lose it every now and then because this is traumatic. The men walked around and everything, and they were there for at least, I would say, less than 45 minutes. And they eventually left. But I still could not leave, you know, from the bushes because I felt like they would still come back. But I remember eventually going in the house, sleeping in the bed, and worrying that they were going to come back to hurt me. And so I barely got any sleep. And I got up the next day and I told the guy that I'm ready to go home now. And that's when the guy informed me that I'm going nowhere. So from the security guard at Tough Gong to being kidnapped by whoever he sent me to, and being kidnapped for 1 year, to being able to escape, I was then kidnapped again. The person who saved me kidnapped me again and told me that I could not leave. And it's like everything started all over again. The constant rape without my permission, endless intercourses until it's sickening. No wonder I don't care about intercourse. Sickening, gliding, over and over. It's like my body had become meat that you just batter. That you just fill your belly with. You know, you eat, you fill your belly. I didn't feel like a human being. My soul felt empty. I've been lost ever since. When you as a woman have no right over your body. And I decided to escape again. Because on this particular morning, you know, the guy screwed me, wanted more and more. And I was like, I can't do this no more. I was outside and he was like, come inside to go at it again. And I like, no, I'm not coming. So he had a cup of tea in his hand and he threw the tea at me and burnt up my back. And that's when I said, Sybil, I gotta get out of here. I said, God never leave the people at the Red Sea. They escaped from captivity, but it didn't stop there. They were able to cross the Red Sea. And I do believe that the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego has plans for me to be free. I believe in him, and I'm going to cross this Red Sea. So I say, you coming or not? So she say, okay, because she seemed to be fine with everything. Ain't nobody messing with her. So we waited until he was asleep, and we ventured to the gate, which was far from the house, a distance. We ventured to the gate, and all I remember was some skill that we came up with where, like, she went on my back and jumped over the wall, and then she extended her hand to lift me up and bring me over the wall. That's all I remember. And I remember our God. I remember we had to decide first who's going to go over the wall. And it was her. I think we pulled straws or something. I remember like grass, and we pulling the grass, but I don't remember all that tactics is done, but we pulled grass, straw, and then she won. And so she was able to escape first, and she went over the wall. And I remember, I was saying like, put your hand further. Pull me, pull me, pull me. And she finally pulled me over the wall, and we were in the streets. And so we tried to stop every vehicle that we saw, and nobody would stop for us. And I remember little Venice running in the street in the path of an oncoming car, and it was a van, an open back van. And the man was like, little girl, move the blood clot out of the road. And I said, I'm not moving. And he said, Miss if you come out of the road, make me pass. And I said, I'm not. I said, I need to go to Geisel. I need to go to school. And mama look for me. Somebody kidnapped me. I'm trying to escape. I'm not moving unless you let me come in the van. And I said, look at Pitney. You know, so I have to reach work though. All right, come. So there was Sybil running to go in the front of the van. And the man said, no. Because they only bring pretty girls in the front. And so he told Sybil to go in the back. And he put me in the front. So it was this little girl, and it was like, freedom. The van driving, the breeze blowing in my hair. I had long, pretty hair. And I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you so much. Freedom at last, And the van brought me to Linstead. And when I reached Linstead, I had no money to go to Geisel. But my family was very popular. And I was like, I'm from the Purcell family. Can you bring me home? Mama looking for me. They don't know where I am. I want to go home. And they said, Purcell, Trevor Purcell. Who Purcell? Hector, your family that? I say, yeah. Yeah, I'm from the Purcell. Of course, the Purcell family is much lighter and everything. But they saw the resemblance. And they took me to Geisel. And so I reached home. I think when I reached home, I became a new person. I wasn't the same person that left home venturing to become an artist. I became someone else. But I can't go into the details now. And that's the quiet part of me that you don't know at all. The reflective part of me ever since. I spend many times alone. I don't keep friends. I'm always by myself. And so I walked down the road from Tavernhill to Lime Hall short distance from the gas station right there in Guysville. You know, our house was just 2 houses away. But I'll never forget walking down the road and seeing my grandmother at the window. She always sit at the window every morning and pray. And I walked down the street, I walked into the house, and I said, "Mama." And she said, "I never stopped praying. I knew you were alive." She never asked me where I was, what happened, but she said, "I never stopped praying." And I went into my room. My room was still there waiting for me, everything untouched. And I spent days in my room. Days. Me and Mama never really talk about what happened, where I've been. I don't remember us talking about anything. But life continued, or I tried. I at least tried. But I was never the same. Never. I did manage to record Ghetto Child, and you can search for my other song that I recorded, Needing You by Amari. It's also called Aphrodisiac. Ghetto Child, it's on vinyl, so I'm not able to share it with you. Needing You, I was on the internet about 30 years later when I came across it. And so I published it, the best way I could. I was only able to record it from the internet and then take it and publish it. But I'm kindly asking you to check it out, Needing You, also called Aphrodisiac by Amari DJ Mona Lisa. But these guys, they didn't take advantage of me. They treated me like an artist. The musician, they played the music, live in the studio. Dynamic Studios treated me with courtesy and love. Tough Gong Studio, it was just a bunch of people acting bougie and all, driving their cars and passing this little girl, not care about what's going on, right in front of their studio, right in the midst of them, and hiring the most dangerous people to protect their territory, but not hiring people to protect their reputation or making sure that their clients are safe. So over the years, I've told the story, and I really didn't expect the Marleys to have any pity for me, but I really wanted the Star or the Gleaner to run with the story, which they never did. And then I kind of wish bloggers would run with the story, which they never did. And so I'm saying my story now, and I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for fame. I just realized that the pain is affecting me more since the publishing of the Bob Marley movie. It's like something is coming at me and I'm seeing all these rapes over and over in my mind. I know I need counseling. I know that it have affected me psychologically. I'm not here to blame the Marleys, but I know that if they at least said, little girl, I'm now 53 years old, that happened 40 years ago. But I know if someone came out and at least say, I'm sorry, what happened to you, it would definitely help with the healing process. I kind of feel that the Marleys are not going to do this. but it would have helped. But I do believe that your concern and your care, in regards to the fans, will help me on this journey towards healing. I have no reason to lie. And yeah, but they should have never lied and said that Bob Marley would be back soon when they knew that Bob Marley was on tour and that he wouldn't be back until 6 months. So he died without me getting to meet him, but I did meet Ziggy Marley, and he seems to be such a wonderful person. I just wish that after he met me and saw me at the gate, that he at least try to find out why I was sitting there, but, then again, he must have been busy. I can't put those things on his shoulder. But I just want you to know, Ziggy Marley, that you're, and I know that you all at Tough Gong Studio is familiar with the person who kidnapped me. That person, I heard that person is now dead. That, for whatever reason, he got KILLD, but that doesn't justify what was done to me. So anyway, I'm not casting my burdens on anyone, but I hope my story will help someone. If you have dreams and you have goals, be careful how you go about it, and listen to your parents. You watch these movies and stuff, they don't include everything in it. So they basically make it seem like if you have a dream, just go for it, just go after it. And if you're ambitious, your dreams will come true. It is not true. You understand? These movies don't outrightly tell you the truth behind everything. At the end of the day, it all end up seeming like fantasy. They make it seem like it's only those who really try become famous. But the truth is, most of those who really tried to become famous, they never lived to talk about it. So may God bless and keep you. And, I hope you will share my story. Yes, I do believe that you should not give up on your dreams, but be careful out here on these streets. God bless you all. Take care. I'm glad I got that out.
What's trending, JA, at the real TV? You don't know. RT Boss said that in a real life. Remember we rich, royal family. Keep on watch. What's trending, JA, in a real life prosperity thing.